students. Today our topic is what is bubble sort. So bubble sort is a sorting algorithm that we use to sort an array or list in ascending or descending order. Means if you have a list which is in unordered form, then bubble sort will sort the list in ordered form in the order you want. So first see the description. Bubble sort is a simple sorting algorithm that repeatedly steps through the list. Means in each iteration there would be some iteration. In each iteration it will go through the list, do some processing, and then go on. So what is the processing? Processing is compare adjacent elements. What it does, it compare the adjacent elements. What do you mean by adjacent elements? Let's see. Like here 2 and 5 are adjacent, 5 and 9 are adjacent, 9 and 1 are adjacent. So these are the adjacent elements. What bubble sort do? It compare adjacent elements, and then what it does after comparison, and swap. So they compare the adjacent element and the swap. What is swapping? Let me show you what is swapping. So you know what is swapping in the previous algorithm, in the previous lecture. And then if they are in the wrong order, the process is repeated until the list is sorted. So what bubble sort do? It go through the list, compare adjacent element, and swap them if they are any wrong in the order. And the process is repeated until the list is sorted. Okay. So this is the simple bubble sort description. Let's see how it works. So let's suppose we have a list. The elements of the list are 5, 2, 9, 1, 5, 6. So these are the elements of the list. Now what bubble sort will do? It compares the adjacent element. Let's suppose it start with 5 and 2. So let's see, the 5 and 2 elements are the adjacent one, and we are going to sort the list from in ascending order. Okay, so first element would be small, then the second would be a little larger, and the last element would be the largest in the array. So 5 and 2, when it compares these both, 5 is greater than 2, it's the condition will apply, then it will swap. So after the first iteration, 5 and 2 will swap. In the second iteration it will check to 5 and 9. So 5 is greater than 9. No, it's not greater than 9. In the third iteration, 9 and 1. 9 is greater than 1. Okay, so it will swap the 9 and 1. And then 9 and 5, it will swap the 9 and 5. And lastly 9 and 6, so it will swap 9 and 6. So this is how the bubble sort do. It compares adjacent element and swap if processing is done. So next we are going to see the pseudocode for the bubble sort. So pseudocode for the bubble sort is repeat n minus 1 time. There are 2 loops. Okay, so the outer loop will run n minus 1 time. What is the n minus 1 time? N is the length of the array. So for this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Length is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Length is 5. So then the outer loop will run for n minus 1 4 times. So n to 1 time it will run 4 times, and the inner loop will run 0 to n minus 2, means 3 times. Outer loop will run from 4 times, and the inner loop will run n minus 2 times. And what it does, inside it will compare if the I is greater than I plus 1. Okay, so if they are, this is the condition, and then this is the operation. It swaps the value. So this is a bubble sort algorithm in the Python. What it simply does, it will take the n, the length of the array, then I will start in the range of n. So there is a condition swap, So this will be the finalizer that the iteration would stop or not. J would start from 0 n minus I minus 1. Okay, so what this will do, it will run the iteration minus this I and then minus 1. So in this range it will run, for each outer loop it will run one time less than the outer loop. Let's suppose when I is 0, then it will run for 3 times. When I is 1, it will run 2 times. When I is 3, it will run 1 time only. So this is how the inner loop should run. Okay, so what it does, it will take the first adjacent elements like j and j plus 1 are adjacent, and if it's true then it will swap. So this is the basic bubble sort algorithm. Okay, so if you try and run this the query, run this program and see the output, and when swapped is true, then it will run the execution until unless, if sometimes happens you want to exhaust, you don't want to complete the execution and just want to see that not a single element of the array is swapped. This means the array is already swapped. Then you will make this variable true, it will remain false, and if it remains false, this means that none of a single element of the array is swapped in this iteration. Then we'll hold the execution of the loop and break, and this means that the array is already sorted. So this is how this algorithm is designed. Next thing is time complexity. Time complexity of bubble sort is, this case is order of n, means all the elements are iterated once, and if it's sorted then this would be order of n. Average case is order of n square, means each execution of the loop is run square time, and worst case complexity is also O n square. So this is the time complexity of bubble sort. So this is for the today's lecture. Thanks.